Well, hey, my friends. Welcome to Little and Loved Stories. I'm Ms. Mandy, and today we're going to read a story together. This story is entitled The Bowerbird. So get cozy as we read today's story. And stay tuned to the end of the video where we're going to talk more about what the Bowerbird is. The Bowerbird by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Catherine Rayner. A bowerbird, whose name was Bert, collected sticks and moss and dirt, and out of them he built a bower, a lovely arching twiggy tower. Said Bert, "That's very good indeed, and now a wife is all I need." He placed a purple flower outside, then sat and waited for his bride. Long hours passed. At last there came a female bird, Nanette by name. "Dear Nanette," the bowerbird said, "you're just the bird I'd love to wed. Do you like my purple flower? Will you come inside my bower?" Nanette just tossed her haughty head. "A flower is not enough," she said. Bert felt hurt, but spread his wings and flew to find some other things. Next day, Nanette came back to see what Bert had laid out lovingly. A snail shell, a silver bell, the wrapper from a caramel, plus the pretty purple flower. "Now will you come inside my bower?" Nanette just tossed her haughty head. "I don't think much of that," she said. Bert felt hurt, but hopped away to find more things for his display. Next day, Nanette came back and found some extra objects on the ground. A rose hip, a rusty zip, a pencil, and a paperclip. And then the shell, the silver bell, the wrapper from the caramel, plus the pretty purple flower. "Now will you come inside my bower?" Nanette just tossed her haughty head. "That's still not quite enough," she said. Bert felt hurt, but off he set to find yet more for proud Nanette. When Nanette came by the next day, she found a wonderful array: a fir cone, a stripy stone, a marble, and a mobile phone. The rose hip, the rusty zip, the pencil, and the paperclip, the snail shell, the silver bell, the wrapper from a caramel, plus the pretty purple flower. "Now will you come inside my bower?" Nanette just tossed her haughty head. "More, more, more," was all she said. Bert felt hurt, but off he flew to search again for treasures new. He found his choicest items yet, then sat and waited for Nanette. Instead, a bird called Claude came by. He cocked his head and said, "Nice try." A pink comb, a garden gnome, a dented can of shaving foam, a green pea, a strawberry, the fairy from a Christmas tree, a fir cone, a stripy stone, a marble and a mobile phone, a rose hip, a rusty zip, a pencil and a paper clip, a snail shell, a silver bell, the wrapper from a caramel, plus a rather common flower. But will she come inside your bower? I think you're missing just one thing. How about a golden ring? "Thanks," said Bert. "You're very kind, but that would be quite hard to find." Said Claude, "I saw one recently, hanging from a holly tree. Turn right, turn left. It's very near, less than half a mile from here. Fetch it now, it won't be hard. Off you go while I keep guard." So off Bert went, his heart beat fast. Nanette would be his bride at last. Right Past oak and ash he flew, then left past teak and tucaroo, gum trees, tea trees, peach and pine, turpin wood and turpentine. All kinds of trees, but not one holly. Bert grew tired and melancholy. No golden ring, the other stuff would simply have to be enough. He turned around and flew back home, but there was the comb, the gnome, the foam, the green pea, the strawberry, the fairy from the Christmas tree, the fir cone, a stripy stone, the marble and the mobile phone, the rose hip, the rusty zip, the pencil and the paper clip, the snail shell, the silver bell, the wrapper from the caramel. Where was the thief? He searched around until he heard a squawking sound. And there outside another bower were all his things except the flower. Inside the bower sat Claude. Worse yet, sitting beside him was Nanette. Bert went home. He sat and sighed. Perhaps I'll never find a bride. I'm giving up. But then he heard the footsteps of another bird. The sweetest bird he'd ever seen. She bowed her head and said, I'm Jean. She looked Bert over once or twice and added, You look very nice. And what a pretty purple flower. And then she came inside his bower. The end. So a bowerbird is a real bird that lives in Australia and Papua New Guinea. Bowerbirds are famous for their courting behavior, where male birds build a bower to attract a female and collect objects with which to decorate it. Male bowerbirds will spend hours arranging their impressive collection. However, some sneaky bowerbirds will steal decorations from other birds for their own bower. Thanks so much for reading with me today. There's another story that's linked here on the screen. If you click that, it'll take you to the next story. I'll see you next time, and remember, you are so loved. Bye.